What's up, NTMA Nation? This is me, Connor, back with another video. Here's Joey.
Hey.
Joey's gonna spin the wheel.
Joseph, what's your last name? For the internet, your address, your social security number, credit card number, back 3 numbers on the back.
The CVV, I believe. Get up there, champ. Alright, the wheel is about to be spun by Joey. Joey's about to spin the wheel. Spin the wheel, Joey. Daisy Winters.
Are you excited to watch Daisy Winters?
What? History of rock climbing.
Yeah, you guys remembering this, or do I gotta you guys gotta write it down somewhere? What was the first one?
Daisy Winters.
Oh, I figured.
What was the second
I thought
one?
you were just going for re-rolls.
Yeah, we figured you were just going for re-rolls.
I thought you said spin it 3 times.
No,
Spin the wheel
you
again.
just spin it once.
Alright, just refresh it. And we'll...
It looks like shit.
Just hit the.
Yeah, it looks like shit. I don't want to watch that one.
That's a
That's not
ad.
even on Netflix. Alright.
Beyond the Law. We've already seen this one before. Nice job spilling all my vodka.
I did not. That was my water bottle. Cool.
Back to that one, huh? It's Joey's brother.
Richard Niphausen.
Richard Niphausen.
That's funny, right?
Everybody's gone.
I've seen Beyond the Law. Next.
Okay.
No, yeah, we actually have seen this one. All right.
Alright,
Hit refresh.
Hit refresh.
Just so it looks like
let's
we didn't
pretend
do
we
this.
never did.
And then
Yeah,
you're like, this is your
people-
first roll. This is your first roll.
Money, power, and respect.
Okay. It's on Tubi.
It's on Tubi.
Where all the good movies are.
What do you think of Tubi? Oh wow, high quality movie too. Alright, let's watch.
Since it's an auto.
I think it's automatically in 720. I don't think it gets better. I mean, leave it at
It
720.
could get worse.
All right. Cool. Thank you, Joey.
Thanks, Joey. What do you think of this? Money, power, respect, or whatever.
Money, power, respect.
Today we watched 2 of us watched 3 random films.
And one of us watched 1.4, 2.4
2.3
random films.
2.3 films.
Right. The first movie we watched was Boys in the Hood.
Well, kind of,
Yeah.
but not really. I mean, it was...
It wasn't Boys in the Hood, technically.
It was named something else.
The first movie we watched was not Boys in the Hood. It was something very similar, and that movie was called Money, Power, and Respect.
What a combination of words.
It was a combination of words that made a words that created a movie.
Should I try to guess the plot? Because I didn't... This is the one I didn't watch all of.
I got the plot
Yeah.
on this one. Money,
No,
Power, and
no.
Respect.
Give it to
stars
Grant.
Grant.
It'll be
No.
funnier. Grant is the funnier option.
Okay, so... the plot is two friends from the
The
not
hood.
so... I was trying not to say the hood.
It's the Hood.
2 friends from
This
the
is
hood
literally Boys in the Hood.
try to hustle their way to the top. But
Am
you
I the only
see,
one who here who has seen Boys in
there's
the
cops. There's cops, and then there's other people trying to keep
I know
them
what Boys in the
down.
Hood is about.
Hood? You know what Boys in the Hood is about, but am I the only one here who's seen Boys in the Hood?
Probably, yeah.
Here's the thing about Boys in the Hood. It's a shitty ass movie, and then at the end it's like, by the way, Ice Cube died. In American Pie's that shit. Where American Pie's like, wasn't that a fun movie? All the characters died in the Vietnam
That's
War.
American Graffiti. Pie's
American
the one
Graffiti, I mean.
Where the guy with the big eyebrows says, "My son, you fucked a pie?"
You fucked
Yes.
up pie?
Yes. I
And they
meant
made 100
American
American
Graffiti.
Pies.
And then she says this one time at
They
band
made
camp,
2 American Graffitis. This movie was like American Graffiti.
This movie
This
was
movie was
great.
like Boys in the Hood, which was like American Graffiti.
My
So true.
favorite part of this movie is how it's shot so perfectly. and so well that I forgot I was watching a movie. It felt like I was there in the hood with these drug dealers.
With these boys.
The boys in
The
the
boys in the hood. You know, they're always hard. When they're talking that trash, man, pull your car.
It's not funny. Easy died of AIDS. It's a serious issue in the community.
Oh, that's awful. Oof, that's rough. That is rough.
Anyway.
So they work their way towards the top of the drug hustle, and then it doesn't end well for anyone involved. It's a cautionary tale, you see, to not sell drugs. The end.
Perhaps.
Then the main guy dies at the end. He gets shot
Well, everyone dies at the end.
by a dude who's akimbo
Right.
at guns.
Bummer, man. Bummer. It's like Boys in the Hood, but not as good.
Shot pretty roughly.
Anyway, yeah.
They shot like a porn.
You wanna pass it around or?
Yeah,
What's
Grant,
the-
are you
what's
gonna
the-
pass it off to somebody, or are
You're
you
like,
just
what'd you
gonna
think of
hold
this
on to
thing?
All right, Aiden, what'd you think of I already forgot the name. Money, Drugs, Hustle.
money,
Something.
hustle, drugs,
Money, power, respect. Some,
money, power, respect,
or
exactly.
some variation of those three words. Yeah, it is a low budget Boys in the Hood knockoff.
Oof.
It is.
Ugh.
It was direct to video in its time of like 2004, and it definitely feels like it. It is really grainy and rough. There's a lot of people sitting around in grandma's living room talking. Lots of scenes of people sitting in grandma's living room talking. There's not a lot going on, if I'm being honest. All the action happens in the last 20 minutes, and it's not very good action. Just a bunch of people getting shot in the plainest way you can possibly imagine. Not the shooting in the movie, but the shooting of the film, recording the fictional shootings depicted in the movie. It's like very unexciting, even when it gets exciting. It's it's low rent Boys in the Hood. Connor, what'd you think of Money, Respect?
It may have been made in 2006, but it's definitely a 1990, inspired by the 1990s hood cautionary tale. You got movies like Menace to Society, Dead Presidents, and Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, but the
Where
Presidents is
it's
shot
like-
well.
No, let me speak, because those movies all have the general thesis that if you get wound up in the gangbanging, you're gonna get gangbanged yourself.
Yeah.
And this movie follows that plot structure. But this movie is shot amateurly, and it's really boring. What do you want me to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like an amateurly shot version of those movies. It's like, if you're gonna watch the pinnacle of this franchise, it's like Dead Presidents, Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society. Well, it's like Menace to Society, Boys in the Hood. And then somewhere in the murky depths is this crappy ass fucking whatever the fuck you call it movie.
Yeah, this is no Dead Presidents.
Yeah. There's a handful of them that are pretty decent hood movies from the 90s, and this follows in the trend. It didn't work. It was predictable. It's like, okay, this guy's gonna be an innocent kid, and then he's gonna fall into the world of drugs and kind of live that high for a minute, and then he's gonna hit the low of
Everyone gets
death.
shot.
Hit the low of death, like all of these movies eventually end up at.
Yeah.
And yeah, it hits that point. It's I'm trying to think of real highlights, but unfortunately there aren't any. It's just like it falls in a genre that feels dated because I think the few movies in this genre kind of hit all the points you can possibly hit. If you
Yep.
sell drugs and do illegal shit, you're gonna eventually go to jail or die.
Yep.
Is the thesis
Or find God.
that you can ultimately surmise from a drug dealing hood movie. And
Yeah.
that's what happened. So Grant Newkirk
Yeah.
of Grant the Hero Fan Productions. What is your thoughts on this movie?
It was shot horribly. It's not even worth a watch just to see how bad it is. It's just kind of a nothing. Connor, would you recommend it?
Would I recommend it? No, I would recommend like Dead Presidents. But I wouldn't recommend this. Aiden, would you recommend Money, Power, Respect?
No, sir. I will not justify that grant.
Yeah.
Recommend it. Maybe. Or don't. It's up to you.
I hated it.
One movie down and 3 to go in this ultimate marathon of movie. Alright, let's spin the wheel.
Yeah.
Documentary?
Oh, 2017.
2 hours?
Oh, it's the alt-right movie. Just roll it again. I'm not watching this. Yeah, Mr. Misfortune.
Yeah!
Yay!
Let's go!
It looks like our theme is hood movies.
Perhaps.
Let's see. Wait.
Prime.
Rent or buy for
Tubi.
free on Tubi. I was gonna say even though it's rent
God
or buy.
bless Tubi.
Y'all can't escape Tubi. Shit.
Wait a fucking second. Why do you look like that now, Joey?
Yes, what I received was less than the discussed amount.
Why'd you
The discussed amount
Why'd you get look different?
Speaking of hood movies, let's talk about Mr. Unfortunate, Mr.
Mr. Misfortune.
Misfortune. Speaking of, let's talk about Mr. Misfortune. Our theme in this one is crime movie, except for the last one. But
It's
this
boring
the
movie.
first boring movie is our theme for this one. Mr. Misfortune follows a guy who gets a job from another guy to help him essentially hold somebody ransom. He blackmails people. And he is the middleman for blackmailing indeed. So Aiden, what did you think of this movie?
It's
Boring.
okayly made, but boring. Okayly's not a word, but you know, it's a modern movie from like 2019. It's shot on digital, but despite that, it's not like completely blown out. It doesn't like look like the guy who shot it left his camera on the auto settings. It's
Like us.
decently shot, if bland, and the blandness mostly comes from the fact that this movie 99% takes place in the director's apartment and his friend's apartments, and sometimes a car. I don't know, there's really not a whole lot to say about it. There's like an attempt at building a mystery plot where you're trying to work up to something. Everyone's like standing around. The main character doesn't know what's going on. The boss guy is blackmailing people and doing whatever. And then the guy's friend turns out to be like he's getting blackmailed into stabbing the main character guy. I don't know. it tries to build up like a mystery, but the movie is just so full of people going back and forth inanely about this and that you kind of lose any suspense or intrigue in what's going to happen next. And it kind of just washes over you. So I guess my main takeaways are the actual production work is okay, certainly passable and better than the first movie, and it could probably use a better pace that makes you actually care about the mystery. Grant, what do you think of Mr. Misfortune?
I thought it was weird that there were no establishing shots in the entire
Yes.
film. Not a single one.
You don't need establishing shots, that's pussy shit. What are you gonna say, movie needs zooms next, or audio? Actors?
Bad audio was also
Lighting.
a theme tonight. Bad audio and bad acting.
Right.
This movie kind of fluctuated between really quiet and really loud for some reason.
Like really quiet. Like too quiet. Like negative 23 decibels. But yeah, it's okay. It's about a guy who gets blackmailed and he's trying to kill a guy to free everyone, but then he just fails because he's a little bitch, and then the movie ends with him dying and his friend dying.
Right.
That's also a theme. A lot of death in these films. I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, it's kind of boring. But I mean,
Right.
Connor, what do you think?
Look, when you look at a movie that's designed like this to fit in a micro budget, you hope for some work similar to like maybe something that Edgar G. Ulmer would make. You know.
Who?
Edgar G. Ulmer.
Do you want to elaborate on who that
A
is?
Poverty Row director who created a lot of horror movies. He did a noir named Detour. He's kind of a big deal. He's kind of a big deal. But anyways, you hope for something more than guy sits in his car. And like Grant said, maybe an establishing shot would help, because the bland thing about this movie is it was designed to work on no budget, which I respect the guy who made this for not trying to go above his means. But you kind of went to the point where you're not even going to try to... But when you're making a film, you want to try to go above your means and kind of like make it work. Like, it was so comfortable in the, well, if everybody in this movie just sits there and talks to each other for an hour and a half. Like, you gotta let something happen, man.
People sit in cars and they give each other envelopes, and they sit in apartments.
Yeah,
There's
give each
so
other
many envelopes. So many envelopes.
that's
in
the
this film.
point, is it's all just people talking to get to the next scene of talking.
Also,
Why not have a scene where, he has to do an assassination, and then use your brain to try to film an assassination, even though you don't have the money to film shit? You know what I'm saying?
Also, there's that
Like,
fucking-
try to film something. And that's what I mean by the follow the school of Edgar G. Ulmer. Like, you gotta, you just gotta go for it. You gotta go balls out. Try to do stuff that's above your means.
Not gonna lie, the actual blackmail images also kind of broke my immersion, because we see two, I think, throughout the movie, and one is just a guy talking to a girl, which I don't know. They were talking indoors, so I don't know how someone got that picture.
Right.
But also, it's just two people talking. It's not like they're having sex. And then when his friend gets blackmailed, they just send him a picture of his friend, and he's like, "Oh no, my friend's getting blackmailed." And then he's like, "What are you getting blackmailed for?" And the friend's like, "It doesn't matter." And it's just dropped. Like, okay.
This would be
Would
a
you
decent
fuck a kid or
indie
something? What's
movie,
up?
but it's just missing those couple scenes of adding
Action? Not even action.
action,
just need-
suspense.
something.
And it doesn't take a lot of budget to add these things. You just gotta be creative. Think of your creative way to add some action and suspense. You can do it. So I think it was good. It's probably our best movie of the night. So Grant, would you recommend
No, it was definitely the best of the night. But
Detour by Edgar G. Ulmer?
Yeah.
no, that's not what this movie's called.
Would you
This
recommend
isn't
Ray
Detour.
Harryhausen
No.
Special
No.
Effects Titan?
No, we watched 16 minutes of it and it was boring.
No, this is a good documentary.
It was-
Harryhausen's a very incredible artist.
Boring.
You're stupid.
There wasn't explosions. There wasn't Vin Diesel.
Anyway, would you recommend Mr. Mosquito on the PS2?
I've never played it, but I feel like at this point I should. It's on my list.
Anyways, would
It's not
you
that
recommend In Utero by Nirvana?
Nirvana's a bit overrated. What do you think of Nirvana? Leave a comment. And don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe.
Anyways, would you recommend Mr. Mosquito on the PS2?
I think the movie we watched, the second movie, Mr. Misfortune, was okay. Aiden,
Well, would you recommend it or
it?
what? Saying it's okay, doesn't
Yeah,
recommend
it's
it.
a cop-out.
Okay.
It's a cop-out.
It's a cop out, yes
no,
or no?
don't watch it. I'm sorry, director. It was okay, but it's not worth the watch. If I was given the choice of this and literally anything else, like another spin, I would have gone for the other spin.
Right.
I forget who still needs to recommend.
Just
Everyone
toss
but you.
it out.
Everyone but you. You can pass it literally anywhere. You have
Aiden.
no wrong options.
Pass it to whoever you want.
Do you think Connor would recommend this film?
No, Connor's gonna say something weird about Poverty Row directors, and then say you should probably just watch Michael to Jangles, Dirk and Birkin from 1946. Connor, do you think I would recommend this movie?
No, I don't think you would. I think you would think it's just a little too slow and doesn't do anything very impressive, and I think you would recommend Edgar G. Ulmer's Detour.
So true. That's
And
just
then,
what I
like-
was thinking. I was like, Edgar, my lord.
I think you'd recommend The Microwave Massacre.
Who still needs to go
Pass it
explain the
off
movie?
to me. I need to talk about the last. I need to describe the last movie.
Well, we watched a movie.
Technically.
So anyway, we're watching Bloodsucker's Planet in the 60 Retros prequel to the Bizarro Noir Bloodsucker's Handbook. I have no fucking clue what this is about, but oh my god, I'm so
baby.
Wait, it's only an hour and 7 minutes. Am I mistaken?
fully based.
Aiden, explain the third movie we watched tonight. whose name is insert name here.
Whose name is
Was a really good movie. I don't want to speak ahead.
I thought it was decent.
I don't want to talk ahead, but was a great movie.
I think it was the best of the night.
Was awesome, and I didn't even think that it was boring that they just sat and did nothing the whole time.
There's plenty of murder.
God damn it. Dude, this is the most boring
Someone's
trilogy
head
of
face
movies.
gets sucked out of their helmet at one
I'm
point.
opening up Connor's letterbox real quick to look up the name. Okay. The third movie, whose name I inserted into over when Grant covered his face. Fucking Christ. It's Bloodsucker's Planet. In the movie, the plot of the movie is that some people are in a spaceship and they get a distress signal, so they go to a planet, and that planet has a guy and a robot lady living on it. And the main character guy has sex with the robot lady, and the guy's like, I'm a vampire, arg. And they like wrestle around in spacesuits or something for like
Right.
30 minutes. Anyway, wow. Connor, what'd you think of Bloodsucker's Planet?
It's boring like the rest of these movies. This has been a trilogy of movies that have been very hard to describe because there's nothing exciting to talk about.
Someone's face gets sucked out of their helmet.
And
Yeah.
It's still not exciting.
And it's still lame and boring.
Someone's face gets exploded with a rifle.
There's the purple-haired girl that was banging the old guy. That was kind of like half
robot?
the movie. The
You're looking
robot
at
girl's like, bingo bum bop, I'm gonna bang an old guy.
Would you fuck a robot?
Would I fuck a robot? It
Okay.
depends.
In space,
What's
on a
the
weird
pussy
planet.
feel like?
I would fuck the pink-haired robot.
What does the pussy feel like? You know, does it feel like a normal
The
pussy?
perfect-
Well, no,
thing
it probably
ever.
feels like a fucking fleshlight.
Well,
Yeah.
probably if
It's
it's
just
the
a fl-
future, it's probably more advanced than that.
It's just
So you probably have to like get in the mood with the robot. You got a boner, and then you got to start squirting a goddamn lube all over it because it's not gonna
No,
naturally get wet.
You don't think that they would build like a
A
self-lubrication
self
thing into
luber.
There's an
Like
there's a
those
cannon
hands.
that's like
No,
he
here's
said they spent $200,000 developing that vagina.
Here's my theory. The stomach has a little thing, right? Like a little ledge.
Like a little pump.
Here's how I would build
Just go-
it. You know how when you put your hand under one of those hand sanitizer things, it goes and it shoots hand sanitizer in there. As your dick goes under the thing,
It goes.
it shoots a little lube thing on there. Then you fuck the robot. That's my theory.
There was robot fucking. There
Anyway.
was bloodsuckers. There was a lot of murder.
There's a
There
lot of
wasn't-
people sitting around in a house with weird paintings on the walls,
Yep.
There's
talking.
miniatures. A little bit of
There
stop
was
motion.
big people too. There was little people. There was big people. There were people in between.
There were small sets. Like the
Small
graveyard.
sets, big heart.
Big heart, man.
And
Brave
it's
heart.
it's trying its best to be a B movie, but I mean,
Anyways, Graham, what did you think of this? What was your thoughts on this movie?
I thought it was neat and a little bit charming, and was pretty fun to watch. It was
Charming.
mercifully only 16 minutes long.
Charm only extends so far, Grant.
I thought it was pretty good. Aiden, what'd you think? Did you like it?
It was okay. I mean, I get what they're going for, it's like the 60s B movie parody, but it's kind of a played out genre that's been done more excitingly. I mean, there's a ton of movies you can point to. We had a somewhat local film called Attack of the Giant Spider that was much more action packed. We had Mars Attacks, which is Kino. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
So we had the diabolical themes of Thaddeus Jackson.
That's not even remotely
We
a
had
60s
Detour by Edgar G. Ulmer.
movie. Also not a 60s B movie.
Actually,
Anyway.
is a 50s B movie.
I'm talking about like the same level of like low budget, trying to be a big budget thing.
I don't know. I mean,
You have
The-
movies like Superman 4, The Quest for Peace.
the effects looked.
How would you compare this movie to Citizen Kane?
They're both masterpieces.
The effects looked decentish for the vibe and style they were going for.
Right.
But I don't think this plays exactly like a 60s B movie because, I don't know, it kind of has that vibe of trying too hard where.
It has the vibe where the
Yeah.
director wants to bang a chick 20 years younger than him.
True.
So
Also-
every director ever.
All these like
Yeah.
all these like parody,
Woody Allen's 40 years younger than
all
him.
these parody 50s, 60s B movies kind of forget that most of the 50s, 60s B movies were like 85% people standing around in labs.
They're also about 85 minutes.
That too.
But
Though
that's
this
true.
is shorter than this one.
Yeah.
This is shorter than that.
This movie was short.
But,
That's what I respected about
I
it.
don't know. Like, so much of it, at first it kind of charms you when they're on a spaceship. Then they get to the planet and they're like in the director's house and it has like weird NFT paintings on the walls for some reason.
It's like monkey Eminem on the
Like
wall.
a monkey in a sailor outfit.
Eminem monkey NFT.
It's weird. And then like there's just like a lot of like the entire middle portion of the movie is just so dry where it's just like people in the director's house looking at his monkey NFTs and having sex with robots.
Yeah.
And then at the end, I don't know. There's like 20 minutes where they kind of like shit around in space and have action scenes that are passable. It's mercifully 60 minutes, but
68 minutes. Thank you very much.
it's kind of just, it's,
Connor, would the film be better if it was 70 minutes?
No. The shorter the better when it comes to movies.
Anyway,
If you can cram your movie
Yeah.
into 30 minutes, then it's the ideal.
that kind of a general outline. So, Connor, what'd you think of? Fucking.
I think I saw my
Bloodsuckers.
thoughts. I think it's time.
Grant, did you talk?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Oh no, I don't think I said. Did I say my thoughts?
I don't think so, no.
It's one of those movies that is a merciful 68 minutes, but honestly, like, just watch fucking Star Trek or something.
It really is just kind of a mediocre episode of Star Trek.
Why would you watch this? Why would you watch any of the movies we watched today?
Yeah, they're all,
You know what
they're all
I'm
kind of
saying?
just
They're
bad.
demo reels at best. It's like, here's what...
Amateur versions of better things that you could watch.
The thing about Tubi is half the time it's like, here's my student film, give me a budget so I can make an actual movie. And this movie is like, I want to make a 1960s sci-fi movie. Bitch, apparently you didn't have access to the Nevada desert because that's where they shot 1960s sci-fi movies. It's 2 motherfucking minutes in the spaceship. And then they walk through the Nevada desert, and some guy in a jackass uniform fucking comes up and says, "Oh, I'm the Master Surge."
Yeah.
Then they get shot once and they die. It's like, I don't know, man. I don't want to watch your stupid student film trying to be a 60s sci-fi movie. But you missed the thesis, because we can look at our man Roger Corman. Roger Corman understood that fucking sci-fi movies belonged in the true science fiction is the desert.
It's the friends we made
It's
along
the
the way.
friends we made along the way within the desert.
You fly your
of
actors.
Nevada.
You fly your actors out to Las Vegas and put them in a hotel, and then you drive 27 minutes out of Las Vegas into the desert and shoot your entire film in a weekend.
Oh, you shoot 2 films in a weekend half the time. You can shoot a film, and then you shoot another film on the same budget. You know what I'm saying?
It's so true.
You just steal shots from one.
Yeah. Same actors, same shots. What's the difference between the Apache from Science Valley versus the Fiend from 30,000 feet? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I love you.
Why is so chunky?
I don't think they
Mine
fully
is
got the
skinny.
idea of 60s
Guys,
sci-fi.
leave a comment below if Maya is skinny.
Leave a like if Maya's skinny.
Leave a like if Maya's skinny. Leave a dislike if Maya's a fat ass piece of shit.
We're gonna have a million
Quote
likes.
unquote dislike and quote unquote unquote.
We're gonna have a million likes
Because she's a
skinny.
fat ass.
Because Maya's skinny.
We're gonna get so many dislikes because she's a fat ass.
No.
She's so chunky.
She needs a
She's
diet.
Maya, I'm gonna pick you up.
Maya, I'm gonna put you down.
She's
And I do not mean that in a physical way. I mean that in a metaphorical way.
Would y'all recommend the movie? Did we say?
No.
Yeah, no, it's a hog-tied piece of shit from the planet bondage.
I'd recommend it.
From the planet BDSM.
It's a neat little thing. It shows you can do a lot with very, very little money.
Perhaps we've hit the limit of the Netflix roulette format.
So what's the next format?
Probably cutting Tubi out of the equation so we can watch at least probably cutting Tubi out of the rotation so we can watch at least semi-real movies instead of fucking student films tossed on Tubi.
It's
Fair.
faster on video. We're gonna watch all the faster on movies.
What?
I think that.
Dog, just gotta throw up if you gotta throw up. You're like fucking beat red.
I just swallowed that shit wrong. No. Next, we're gonna watch the Vestron. We're gonna start our way through the Vestron Collector Series catalog because fuck it.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe if you want to see more videos
why
like
don't
this
you
in the
fucking-
future.
Check out Grant the Hero Fan, my friend's channel, where he's making a Dead Rising video that's coming out in 3 days. 3 days from when this video is published.
No.
You better start working, Grant, because this video will be published in the next 6 months.
I'm publishing this video tomorrow, by the way.